For many, many years, I've been, I suppose you could say, a China enthusiast. And I vowed to travel the length and breadth of China and see it. And I did that. I fell in love with the country. It was the best journey I've ever done in my life. I'm Bruce from Scotland. Back in China, Beijing, they call me Lao Bo. The one day in Glasgow, at the beginning of 1987 in January, the weather was awful. It was raining. And I went and sat in a cafe bar. Reading through some magazines, I saw this idea about China. China was kind of closed to foreigners. I thought, good grief, it's possible to go all the way from Scotland and eventually end up in Hong Kong. You could do that by railway. People thought it was crazy. Set off from Glasgow, down to London, boat across to Holland. On the train was actually going through to Moscow. We came down to Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia, and then we're crossing the Gobi Desert. We're coming to China. When we were there, there was a gentleman on the train. He saw me. He put his hand out, shook hands with me. He said, "Welcome to China." He was the very first Chinese person I'd met, Mr. Lee. Welcome to China. And we talked. We arrived at Beijing railway station. I've got photographs of this. There's a big sign above the platform, and it said, "Welcome to Beijing." And Mr. Lee shook hands again and said, "You're welcome." He said, "You'll always be welcome in China." Thank you. That was the first country I've ever been in my life where that happened to me. I was working in this, it was a college really to train English teachers for Guangdong province. And I remember the first day I was coming to the classroom. These were the old traditional school buildings, There was no air conditioning, it was really hot in Guangzhou. So I'm walking along the corridor, I saw this person looking out the door. They suddenly walking, they all started clapping. What's that? Clapping? On the board, "Welcome, Mr. Bruce, our new teacher." They all started singing the teacher's song, for National Teachers' Day, but they all started singing this song to me. One day, I noticed how hard they study, how hard they work. And I said to someone, "Why is it you're studying? You're studying at night, you're doing self-study every night. Why are you doing it?" They said to me, "Bruce, you must have seen how poor China is compared to the West. If we study hard, we'll be successful. If we're successful, it will help China to be successful." That's a basic. And I said, we all want China to develop. We want China to really progress. And we know if we learn good English, we can help with the trade, the commerce of Guangdong province. There was a determination by the people. I had a great moment here in Glasgow. I was in a cafe bar and I realised there was 4 young people in there. "Dimitri, Neiman, Jongavon Ma." Yeah. I said, "What's your Lao Beijing?" What? If you're being in Hutong, you're right in the midst of Lao Beijing. And I thought, this is the Beijing I've been looking for. All around you was a Lao scene. Traditional Beijing people on their bicycles calling out, "Pijiu, Pijiu!" You got all the little markets, the smell of the breads getting cooked, the sizzling of the meat, the men smoking their long pipes, they're sitting playing cards, the kids going to school with their little yellow hats on. Very traditional China. It was then that I started looking at Beijing I could see this Chinese character. It's one of the very few characters I can actually write. Zhong, middle. Is much more of what China is, the Middle Kingdom, the middle way. The central axis line of Beijing coming from Zhongguo right down to Yongdingmen, but the rectangle, I saw this as the Gugong. The line coming right through the middle, coming right through the Tiananmen Gate, right down through Monument of the People's Heroes, right through Mao Zedong Mausoleum, right down the Tiananmen. Good grief, this city is built around this. It's built around this rectangle. There, in the middle of this rectangle, was where the emperor's throne was. In the Forbidden City, you've got the word harmony comes up quite a few times. I realised, watching Chinese people, you rarely saw fights or arguments in the street. People would calm things down to bring harmony, to keep peace. If you go into the parks, you watch the people doing the Tai Chi. It's all done in this harmony. I find myself becoming much quieter, more calm. I get a first prize actually for China Daily 2 or 3 years ago. It was an article that I wrote about the transformation of Beijing. In about 2002, the government came up with this plan to create a CBD for Beijing as the capital of China. I watched and I photographed and I recorded the transformation. One of the early buildings putting up was the China World 3 building, which at that time was going to be the highest building in Beijing. I photographed that, get the workers working on it. It opened up, it was around about 2008 in time for the Olympics. We also had the CCTV building was opened around about then. That really showed how China was changing. When you travel, in my case to China, it becomes an education. People in different countries have sometimes similar ideas to you, but also other ideas. And they have ideas about the history of the countries. When you travel in trains and you're meeting people from other countries, you realise that people worldwide can be nice. People can get on together by meeting and talking and sharing a drink together and chatting. It's that way of communicating that people accepted me, and they knew that I was there because I had great love for the country, great love for the people, and I tried to get on with them. I don't feel odd. People have differences, yes. People have different culture, people eat differently. But get to know them, and you find that there's a lot of wonderful people. I feel completely at home. In China, I was accepted.